Agency in Motion continuing series. Once again, this is a series that's specifically designed for agents, producers, advisors, as well as agency builders in the financial services industry. And today's episode is really all about understanding how to overcome procrastination to unlock success in this industry. We're always faced with a choice, now or later. And the more stuff that you kick down the road, uh, really what you're kicking down the road are your goals, your dreams, those financial end destinations that you're trying to build within this business. So understand the procrastination has a heavy, heavy, heavy price. And procrastination leads to this feeling, like that lack of forward momentum where you feel like the walls are closing in. That just comes from you not being able to effectively get out of your own way. Once you have forward momentum and once you have constant progress, things start to feel a lot better and the results start to follow as well. You always need a vision. The vision, we always continuously tell you, the vision is going to propel you to take action. So if you're struggling with action, if you're struggling with procrastination, you need to go back to your vision, because your vision has to propel you and motivate you to overcome things like procrastination and take the action steps. If you're finding yourself struggling in this area, my recommendation is to go back to your vision and create one that actually excites you. Also, when you're looking at your business and you're looking at what we're doing in this industry, you're getting paid, or you're trading your time for results. You're getting paid for results. You're not getting a salary. You're not getting hourly wages. So you have to, first of all, understand what you command in the open marketplace for a salary, and then put that as a price for your business. Remember, if you're sacrificing your salary to go after your goals, you need to know what you're sacrificing on the front end. And so that's one of those metrics that you need to be able to hit. Hey, I need to be able to make at least as much as I'm going to make at a job. So understand what you would command, put that price as an investment into your business, and then start trading your time for results. Because everything that you do is, you can just reverse engineer that back to what's happening right now with your business. If you want to know what's going to be happening in your business next month, next year, 3 years, 5 years from now, it has a direct correlation with what's going on in your business right now. Your job is always at the top of this funnel. So if you're procrastinating bringing awareness to the marketplace, if you're procrastinating educating your market, then the rest of the interest, consideration, decision, and action, the middle and the bottom of that funnel never happens. So you have to understand, if nothing's coming in the top of the funnel, nothing's going to be coming out the bottom of the funnel. If you're procrastinating and being seen, being heard, raising awareness, and getting education out there, then nothing's going to come out of the bottom of the funnel. And the bottom of the funnel is your outcome and your growths. So that data that you're working is leading to interested parties. Those interested parties turn into leads. Those leads turn into meetings. Those meetings turn into outcomes. Some of those outcomes are positive. It's revenue, income, business growth for you. But once again, if you're procrastinating the front side of this formula, nothing's going to come out of the bottom. So it all starts with you. So this procrastination is something that a lot of people in a lot of different areas of life deal with, professional, personal. So in our industry, it's very important to identify, where you are, what's going on, and how to either, like we talk about, build on the momentum of what's going right, or reset if things aren't going too well. And you always just want to evaluate yourself. Take a look from an outsider's perspective. What happened yesterday? What happened last week? What happened last month? And if you were a publicly traded company, would anybody want to invest in you? Are you in a downtrend, meaning things are going south? Have you flatlined? Or are you on a nice growth curve? If you're on a nice growth curve and you would invest in yourself or your business, that's a good sign. If you're looking at flatlining or decelerating growth, that's a problem. All you have to do is look at what's happening, analyze what's happening, and be honest about what's happening. If things aren't going well, just correct it. So procrastination is killing your business. So we want to talk about, what is the procrastination? What's happening, in order to talk about the solution. We don't want to dwell on the problem. We want to identify the problem, just like we do for our clients, so we can usher in and talk about the solution. So procrastination, and exactly how is it killing your business, and then the solutions that you should bring to the table. Procrastination creates poor performance. And like we just talked about, if you're in a decelerating growth, if you flatline, your business is going to have negative ripple effects from that. So the answer to poor performance from procrastination comes from just giving yourself more time to take baby steps. If you've got goals that you're not accomplishing, if you've got action steps that you're not getting to in your business, you need to break those down even further. If you're not hitting your steps, if you're not hitting your milestones, you need to break that stuff down into even more sections, even more steps, so that you are accomplishing something. Because even the baby steps forward, that progress, you're going to be able to build on it. Procrastination also creates roadblocks. So if you're constantly procrastinating, if you're constantly kicking the can down the road, just like you want your clients to take the next action steps and they're procrastinating, that holds them back from what you want them to do. Same thing here. You're holding yourself back from what you want to accomplish. Those roadblocks, the way you get rid of those is to start understanding how to encourage yourself. Because if you constantly, now you need to be honest about what's going on in your business, but if you're constantly feeding yourself negative stuff, if you're constantly talking down to yourself, you become what you feed your mind. So even in the times when things aren't going well and you're procrastinating and you're kicking the can down the road, yes, you need to be honest about that, but you need to give yourself encouragement along the way. Build yourself up. Be your best fan. Also, procrastination creates a less than stellar image for you, your organization, your brand reputation. So the answer to this is for yourself. And as you build those agencies, you've got to build a team of accountability. If you build a team of accountability and people are accountable to what's happening, they're accountable to what they're doing, not doing. There's measurement, there's targets or objectives. All of these things is going to increase the image of yourself, of the results for your clients, of your brand online. So understand that each problem that procrastination brings up, there is a solution for that. Procrastination also creates unsatisfied clients and partners. Think about it. If things aren't happening in the organization, if your clients aren't reaching their goals, if your partners aren't reaching their goals, there's going to be unsatisfied parties on both sides of the fence. So the solution to this and the way that you combat this is put other people first. We always talk about, if you look at the great companies that have been birthed over the last, few decades, they are concentrating on the client experience. They're obsessed with the client experience. So the great companies, they know how to develop a client experience that is unique, that's positive, and it gets results. So in order to impact your world, you got to put the needs of others ahead of your own. So when you start putting people first, you start putting the needs of others, you start putting the mission before your own needs, things are going to naturally happen. And by helping other people accomplish their goals, you're naturally going to get your goals accomplished as well. Procrastination creates burnout. Think about it. Poor performance every day, day in, day out, is going to lead to burnouts because it's reduced creativity, exhaustion. You start feeling bad about, what's not happening in your business. And that poor performance over time is going to create what's called a drift. And that drift creates the ability for you to start separating yourself from your goals, from your dreams, from your vision. And that leads to you quitting. And then you start something else over and you start this process all over again. So the way that you fight the burnout from procrastination is to reward yourself. You have to understand what you feed yourself, like we were talking about earlier, is a major part of what's going to be happening in your business. But along the way, you don't have to have these huge goals met to reward yourself. Reward yourself for getting the activity done. Reward yourself for getting, micro steps completed, micro deadlines. Create those steps along the way so that you have targets, you have objections, you can bring action and intention to what you do every day. But like I said, reward yourself. Even the small victories, you have to learn how to reward yourself. And then also, procrastination creates fake goals. Remember, if you're constantly procrastinating, then you're kicking the can down the road. And all of a sudden, these goals that you're creating for yourself should have been accomplished a while back. So the way that you fight these fake goals from procrastinating constantly is weigh the pros and cons. Hey, if I don't do this right now, what's the pro of that? there's always the immediate gratification of procrastination. You don't have to do it right now. But what are the cons of that? Well, you're teaching your brain to constantly repeat procrastination, to constantly kick the can down the road, to constantly not get things accomplished. And your brain, once again, is going to love that habit. It's going to want to continue to procrastinate, continue to kick the can down the road, and continue to not get things accomplished. So there's always the pro of the immediate satisfaction of not having to do that. But the con side of the list is going to be, a full list of things that you're giving up. Remember, when you are looking at this, you have to understand that procrastination is an indicator. It's not the sin itself. So procrastination is just telling you, like a warning sign, that, hey, things aren't going to happen if you continue down this route. So you need to realize that self-discipline needs practice. Everything that you do, if you're going to take on a new hobby, a new skill set, it takes time, energy, resources. It takes self-discipline. This is why, the resolutions at the beginning of each year never, ever, ever, ever work for anybody. You have to create the habits. The habits are going to create what you want. That's the routine of doing it continuously. And that comes from self-discipline. And that requires practice. Also, we talk about tiering activity, and the way that you overcome procrastination, the way that you fight is those things that are the most uncomfortable on the task list. When you tier it, the most hated task that you don't want to do, you need to get that done early on. If you kick it down the road in terms of your schedule, and hey, I'm going to do this at the end of the day, you're going to constantly think about it throughout the day. And guess what? As you get closer to that time, procrastination is going to kick in. I'll just do this tomorrow. So get the stuff out of the way that you want to do as soon as you possibly can. Also, take your feelings out of the equations, because you need to make data-driven decisions, just like you're imploring your clients to do. Make data-driven decisions over emotional ones. You have to do the same. You have to take the same advice you give your clients. Take your feelings out of the equation. If you're just going to lead constantly with how you feel, you're not going to make good business decisions, and you will allow procrastination to creep in, and not only creep in, set in. And once it becomes a daily habit, once again, your brain's just going to love to repeat that. So take your feelings out of the equation, make data-driven decisions, and then find your motivation to keep moving. You have to find a motivation. Remember, that goes back to your vision. Your vision is one of your mainstays for your motivation. It's going to provide the motivation. It's going to provide the ability to propel you into the action steps. So find what's going to motivate you. And there's different ways to motivate you. Sometimes you have to be materialistic. Sometimes it's about your causes. Sometimes it's about your inner circle. Might be different things at different times, but find what's going to motivate you to take action steps. And get rid of distractions. So you have to understand what's distracting for you. There's different things that are distracting to different types of people. I can tell you that in this day of technology, all those notifications, the alerts, the reminders, the emails, if you are the kind of person who needs to check those, every one of those as those come through, put your phone upside down, turn off the browsers that have those things, and concentrate on what you need to do at that moment. Don't allow yourself to be distracted, because once again, if you allow yourself to start being distracted at every little notification, every email, every alert, you're going to want to continue down that path. The next thing you know, all day long, your whole day is just full of checking stuff that probably doesn't even need to be checked in the first place. Take a break. I know this sounds kind of odd, but you need to schedule yourself in a way that doesn't create burnout. We were talking about burnout a little bit earlier. You need to break your day down into smaller time frames, and then do the work, get up, take a break, come back. Once again, if you sit down at your home office or your office for hours and hours on end, you're not going to get the type of results that you're looking for, because you can't bring the intention with the action just sitting there. You need to get up, you need to move around, you need to find ways to break the day up so that when you're in the seat and you're actually doing the work, you're bringing the energy, you're bringing the intensity, and you're bringing everything that you need to bring to get the results that you're looking for. So take more breaks, but when you're working, make sure that you're in the zone at that moment, concentrating on what you need to get done. All of this comes back to a core thought, which is you're not an employee, you're a business owner. So whether you're working on a book of business, whether you're trying to build agencies across this country, you need to think like a business owner, and that will help you start to crack open ways to overcome procrastination. Because remember, it's not just about you. If you're building agencies and you're coaching and mentoring other people, not just on the partner side, but on the client side as well, you need to help people understand how to overcome procrastination. On the partner side, one of the best ways is to start thinking like a business owner. And that means thinking about the future. What do you want things to look like 1 year, 3 year, 5 years down the road? Always thinking ahead for your business and then knowing how you're going to get there. What's your why? What's your vision? What your goals are? Stay accountable. Start to revisit that stuff over and over and over again. One of the best ways to fight procrastination is to revisit why you're doing this and to get yourself pumped up continuously about accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish for yourself and others. Just like your clients do, and just like that you go over that conversation with your clients. Hey, you have the power of choice, and choice is the human condition, right? Because we make choices and then we live with the consequences of those choices. So we have choices as well. You need to realize that you have, just like your clients, you have that picture of the things that matter, the things that you actually control, and that sweet spot, which is the things you should focus on. If you're focusing on the things that matter and the things that you control, that sweet spot within both, that will help you fight procrastination. And then another way to help fight procrastination is to concentrate once again on what you control, what you matter, but also understanding in that realm, you have the ability to influence people in a very positive way. So you have to believe that what you're doing in some small way is going to change the world. The people that you're influencing on the partner to client side, you are bringing positive changes to those people. Get mission driven. That helps you overcome those times in your work cycle where procrastination creeps in. Focus on a growth mindset to be truly successful. Remember, get out of the fixed mindset. Fixed mindset will allow you to start fixating on small things, and those small things allow you to procrastinate and drift away from what's really important. Focus on a growth mindset. And really what that means is constantly in a state of being open-minded about learning things, because your income, what you're doing as a business owner, is just your income is a reflection of learning and doing new things. If you're in a stagnant state, which you're never learning new things, you're never trying new things, you're never implementing new things, the people in your industry that are doing those things, if you have a head start against them, they're going to catch up and surpass you. If you're trying to catch them, you have no shot at this. So keep a growth mindset. Always be the sponge with learning new things and then implementing those things. Challenge yourself every single day. This is also a way to beat procrastination. Challenge yourself to be the person that you want to hire. Would you, based on what you did yesterday, hire yourself today? That's a constant and a great way to look at what you're doing and be able to reflect, are things going in a positive trajectory or not? And then once again, don't get emotional about things that are happening in your business. Make data-driven decisions. Don't throw a bunch of things at the wall at one time because things aren't going well. Pick out things, replace things, change things one at a time. And once again, learn how to make data-driven decisions. Emotional decisions create the opportunity for doubt, drift to creep in, and procrastination. Procrastination can be killed at the starting gate a lot, because as you are for yourself building your business and you're interviewing other people that will possibly come in and help you build your business, the main question is, when we identify things that we want in our life, our vision, our goals, things we want to happen, are you interested or committed in your life, your business, your goals, and your dreams? Just like you're asking your clients at that point, hey, based on what we be able to put in front of you, based on what you'll be able to accomplish working with us, we have to find out, are they committed or interested? Same thing with your business, because if you're just interested in these things, procrastination is going to creep in. If you're committed to making this happen, procrastination is not even going to be a real problem for you. Pledge to yourself that you won't procrastinate. Pledge to yourself that you will help other people. You will coach and mentor them to break out of that constant state of, or that cycle of procrastination that kills goals, kills dreams, kills futures for us. Keep moving forward. One of the best ways that you can overcome procrastination and unlock success in this industry is to continue to move forward. Don't look in the rear view mirror constantly. You're not going that way. Look forward. How can I make progress right now, today, that's going to help my business today, tomorrow, next week, next year? We talked a little bit about this, I think, last week, but procrastination does that at immediate gratification. Hey, I don't have to do this. I can sit here and do nothing for right now. But self-discipline and self-regret weigh differently. So you have to create self-discipline. That creates true confidence because you don't get to pick. You have to, there's going to be a pain, the pain of self-discipline or the pain of self-regret. Self-regret weighs a lot more. So create mental toughness for yourself, demand accountability for yourself, and build an organization around the same, habits and structures. What's your next step? Well, your next step should always be, something that you're concentrating on, because your next step creates momentum. So the action, the energy, the progress, the growth, all of this comes from momentum. And just like one of the first things we looked at today, the lack of forward momentum is going to feel like the walls are closing in. When you build momentum, it's going to feel like you're getting where you want to go. You're making the progress, and then you can feed off of that momentum versus feeling like the walls are closing in. Just like you have expectations for your clients, just like you have expectations for your partners, you need to have expectations for yourself. We're always looking outside for who's making guarantees. What's the guarantee? What's the guarantee? What's the guarantee that we've given to ourselves? Because we have to guarantee things, and that starts with ourselves. A team of accountability, a team of people that are making things happen isn't going to come from not knowing the expectations of coming in of what's expected. Get on the phone. We have a lot of tools, a lot of technology these days, but one of the best ways to overcome procrastination, start making things happen, getting some progress going, is getting on the phone. And if you're not on the phone, if you're not talking to people, it doesn't matter how great your internet assets are. It doesn't great how great your autoresponders are. If you're not actually making connections, remember, do you sell or do you serve? If you're not out there serving your marketplace with education, with entertainment, with things that can help them solve problems they have with real solutions, then you're not building a business. And you're not alone. A lot of people have fear of the phone. You just need to get on the phone. That helps you overcome that. And if you're not getting on the phone, if you're procrastinating getting this into your business, which is the talk time, your business is going to fail. And once again, you're not going to be able to coach and mentor people if you haven't fixed yourself. Look at things. How are things working out for you? How are things working out for your partners? How are things working out for your clients? If they're working out great, then awesome. If they're not, a lot of this comes back down from us as people procrastinating and allowing our partners and our clients to take on the same course. You don't want to look back, X amount of time. Here we're looking at 5 years and think, hey, what I could have done been magnificent, but I was afraid. In 5 years, you want to tell of how you fear tried cheating me out of the best thing of my life, but I didn't let it. Procrastination is the ultimate cheater. It's going to cheat you out of the things that you want if you allow it. If you stand up to procrastination, things will start to happen in your business. Agency in motion, building, operating, and managing agencies in the 21st century.